At least I listen to me. Welcome back. We are currently in the midst of NACE Rocket League, and we are right in the middle of the 4 matches we have tonight. A lot going on. We have just finished the first match against St. Clair, and now we are moving into Brescia. And joining me, of course, is Jolly and Chizu at the desk. And I just want to say I was listening to some of the stuff we were talking about last game, and I want to carry it over to this game, specifically some advice that I think Chizu has for the team. I'm calling this Chizu's Pro Gamer Tips. We might add more through the night. Basically, the advice that we have for the next game first is you have to be on the field to be able to play. That's something very important.
Yes.
And have more it, whatever that is. But let's elaborate. What is that it that Boise State needs as they go up against Brescia?
What I like and what I refer to as the it is the overall communication and gameplay. We have seen Boise State make plays. They have attempted to have one-timers that were almost assured goals. But there's just that little bit of something, a little bit of mysticism that is stopping that from coming full circle. So as far as my definition of it, I just want the game to look clean. I want it to look like there's no communication issues, very lackadaisical plays. I want to see the, again, Mountain West Conference champions that we have been seeing. It's like we're seeing, like, you know, just a tier below that, and they're capable of doing so much more.
There's Brescia's logo. They are the Bearcats. We've played them. I don't know if we've played this team actually in Rocket League. I know last season we played them in, I believe it was League of Legends and maybe even Overwatch as well. So it's nice to see another new team, at least for an opponent for us, and another one of the 4 horsemen here as well.
And as we jump into this game, your Boise State Broncos, Joe Takidu Chigbrow, a journalism major, Peyton Waiton Wilkin, film and TV, as well as Kevin Ozcat Kerrigan, who is a GIM major. It's the Gaming and Interactive Media situation. Speaking of Ozcat, gets himself a demolition there on one of the members of Brescia University, the Bearcats. Fernando F.J. Diaz, a business major. Noah Oranges McLean, the computer science major. And with the same major, Justin Caps. And again, both of these teams going head-to-head. Another best of 5 here. And Boise State is looking for a little bit of redemption here, as it looks like, a little back and forth here from both the orange side and the blue.
And I love it. We actually have some support here for Tacky as well. People bring signs and things like that. We hear the cowbell going. So, you know, support in the stage here for the players definitely helps them out. We'll see if they can hold their own up against this Brescia team.
They gotta harness that energy of the crowd, and of course the plus ultra believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you situation. Again, I'm just quoting anime at this point, but I do believe that this Boise State crew, being the younger of the 2 crews, has shown a lot of prowess. As Tacky goes to Ozcat, just didn't have enough speed, enough air, and enough momentum to make the connection there, as Brescia is going to be carrying this one up now towards the Boise State goal. A nice little touch there is going to mean that it is removed from the Broncos, but a quick second tap there from Brescia is going to put it back on net.
And again, the issue being boost at hand right now. Ozcat, though, as soon as he gets low, gets into position to pick one up. And look at that. Boise State making a shot. It was not actually officially a shot on goal. It was a little too far left. That one is going to be counted as one, though. But FJ Diaz B. Oh, goodness. Why do you guys do this to us? FJ. We're going to call you FJ. He manages to make an amazing save there.
Absolutely. And Cap is going to have this on the left-hand side. One member of Boise State is there. The rest of the crew shows up. Shot on goal off the crossbar. FJ Diaz finding the first for Brescia.
Cap getting the assist on that one. We can see him line it up here, bounce it off this back wall. Don't lie to us. You told me it was Tacky, dude. Don't. We're just finding out, you know, the players are kind of timid about these things, so we don't find out. We've been calling people the wrong names, so all right, Tacky Doo, we love you either way.
Can you just like change your names to like Steve or like Frank or Josh? It's so much easier that way.
Not then, like your in-game names. He's talking about your real name.
Yeah, no, I mean both actually in that matter. So yeah,
I told you, it's Tacky Doo. I know.
As Lisa argues with production, we still have a game on our hands. 2.5 minutes to go here as Brescia is up 1. Boise State looking to stabilize and equalize this game. Orange is going to play this here, as it looks like Tacky has a shot on goal. Sorry, that was Waiton. It is going to be turned away. Another follow-up there, and Brescia finds it. FJ Diaz given his second of the evening.
FJ taking the save right here and then following it up with the goal. So not only has he made both goals so far this game for Brescia and total in the game, but he has made 2 miraculous saves on top of it.
Boise State really needs to figure out what's going on. This is a little uncharacteristic of these crews being down so heavy, but a great 50-50 there led to an opportunity that Boise State just was not able to finish on. The second shot, though, turned away there by Ozcat. And again, I actually got turned around there as far as the colors are concerned, as Boise State was the ones on their heels there. So Brescia was looking for their third, possibly a hat trick there if I guess he was going to have his way there, as FJ finds another one. He'll be rewarded with that. But Boise State now on the attack, waiting with a pop there on the right-hand side. Goes to Tacky 2. It's off the right post. Boise State unable to bury it, as Oranges is going to receive the savior credit in that situation. Boise with a great play, not able to finish it. Waiting with the shot on goal, bounces it, but FJ is right there in time.
And we saw Waiton circle around that point, knowing exactly when it was going to respawn. He waited just a second or two, so no missed time there really. And that's the focus on the boost that they need to have. They are working on it very well, and this group has been doing a fantastic job. Now the positioning here from Brescia, we see a little bit of a group up there, maybe a bit of a misplay, and Waiton not able to follow that one up as Brescia attempts to get into position there for their defense. And now Cap bringing it over to Boise State side, but Takadu says nope, not happening, as he tries to line this one up for the Broncos.
FJ is going to return that as another member of Boise State University keeps it on the side of Brescia. Only 45 seconds left, and Boise State needs to find some kind of momentum. They've been on the attack. They just haven't been able to get the shots that they were looking for, as Waiton will stop this in an area he finds good for him. As Waiton tries to carry this up on the right-hand side, he will be turned away there from Cap. 30 seconds remain, and Boise State has to find a goal, and they have to find it right now. A shot is left, not where they wanted it, as BSU needs to get some kind of points on the board as the final seconds here start to tick down. And Brescia just doing a phenomenal job here on the defense. Looking for another shot here would be Cap, but that is far on the right hand as the final 10 seconds start to count down.
Demolition going down there from FJ, who seems to be making use of every part of this game. 1 second now, Boise State not going to take any goals in this one. FJ taking 2 for himself there in the first round for the Bearcats.
And yeah, again, Boise State is doing everything they can to try to get shots on goal. They're playing super aggressive. They're playing great ball. It's just those counterattacks are ending up in just devastating plays that Boise State is not quite able to commit on. And as we saw in that second goal, it was over the head, nobody there kind of situation. And Boise State spent most time on attack in that game.
They were trying to focus boost, you could see, and there was a little bit almost of faltering that Boise State probably could have taken advantage of there from Brescia towards the end. But Boise State is still playing well there. They still had some really good moves. They were focusing on that boost, but they weren't making the plays necessary with that boost. You know, they were trying to do what I was just talking about, that we commend the other team on in utilizing that boost for multiple plays, but they couldn't really decide if they wanted to commit to an aggressive play or a defensive play, or if they wanted to just follow the ball around. And I think they need to take that step and decide exactly what they want to do. We're going to make an aggressive play here now. We're going to make something off of this. And so those dedicated plays might help this group in really just reinforcing those plays.
And we've seen multiple times Boise State leaving themselves open to those counterattacks with no one on the net whatsoever. That's cropped up multiple times. Happened last week a good number of times too. So Boise State really needs to try to find the solution so that they can keep that aggression without losing themselves to just one easy shot on goal with no one there.
Right, and that's kind of the it that we were talking about. Whatever it was, that was not it, unfortunately. Boise State just got really outplayed from the boost management to the counterattacks. They only had a handful of shots at best that had an opportunity of going in, and again, they spent most of the time on the attack compared to Brescia there. So really shows that these Bearcats are here to play. Broncos need to find some kind of answer, because right now it has been a very long day for them.
I also think that the rotations are not weak from the side of Boise State by any means, but maybe need to be a little bit more of a hard committal, as in that defense player we see when Cosmo, Ace Pocket, LC Coral play, there's somebody pretty much situated in that goal area, or at least in that blue or orange area consistently. FJ trying to ride this one through. He didn't have the boost necessary, though, to pop that one up. And the rest of Boise State does manage to get that one away. FJ, though, is preventing it from getting anywhere near his goal. Orange just finds a demolition there onto Ozcat, and Cap, with the first shot on goal, manages to make it a score.
It was looking good there for a half second for Boise State University, but Cap out of nowhere with a beautiful cross finds a wide open Boise State net and will be rewarded for his awareness of the playing field at the time. So a similar story as only 30 seconds less than have ticked off the clock as Brescia finds the first, and they already have the game lead. So Boise State, again, on their heels right off the bat. It's like they enjoy playing from behind, and they have had some success, just not today. Oh, Waiton tries to carry that one and is unable to do so. Tacky Do able to turn that back towards the net, but Waiton must replay this for Boise State, and a touch there from FJ is going to be more aggression here from Brescia. Up on the right-hand side, they like scoring from here, but Ozcat is going to pop that one out over to Waiton, who will now carry this, but then be turned away immediately by Cap. It looks like Ozcat will carry this for Boise State with a shot on goal.
FJ gonna turn that one away, really just doing everything that he needs to for this Brescia team. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the captain. I'd be more surprised if he was not right now, because he is playing incredibly well, both defensively and offensively. I was talking about the rotations as well from Boise State. We're seeing a little bit of that, but the boost, how we were watching a couple of these members waiting on points, it almost seems like they're miscalculating now and actually wasting a bit of time there. Waiting doesn't have any boost here. Luckily for him, neither does Cap, as anyone is just trying to get this ball moving in a direction that is beneficial to them. Cap gonna find the first move here, and FJ with a shot on goal, turned away from Ozcat.
Ozcat was able to save his team from even more space between first and last. And again, just Brescia has been absolutely ruthless for the last minute and a half. Boise State, the Broncos, looking to get a goal here in any of these games, let alone this one, to tie the score up here, as Ozcat is going to pick up the big boost and be served over by Waiton. A nice little touch. There's nobody there. Cap is able to get a bumper on it at just the last second. A great play there from Boise State. A second shot is far and away, as Boise State now finds themselves in the defensive end as the Bearcats move their way up, taken off of the field here, as Boise State is able to find yet another out here, as Tacky Do also pushes out a member of Brescia, and it's up to Waiton now to carry this up, and just breaks the ankles there of Brescia, flips it over the top of Oranges, and does it all on his own. Waiton has tied the game.
Incredible from the start to the finish of this, even 30 seconds prior, his setups and attempted shots there. Waiton deserving that goal.
That dude just hit like 500 followers on his Twitch channel the other day, and you can see why. I might have that number wrong, but he posted about it because he was really stoked. And with plays like that, you can catch him even when he's not playing with this team. Boise State with a great opportunity here. Can they follow it up? Ozcat is not able to corral that, but did get a second touch. Looked good, but the angle was back.
Ozcat also had some phenomenal plays in setting that up earlier on. So Boise State kind of finding their footing in this one. It does take them a moment. Waiton finds the follow-up and gets it past FJ.
Let's go. There it is right there. Boise State wakes up and finds themselves 2 goals in less than a minute and have found their first lead on the evening at the hands of Waiton. Back-to-back goals under 60 seconds. That feels pretty good.
That feels fantastic. 2-1, and that first goal did go in favor of Brescia, so Boise State finding the last 2 back-to-back. Waiton himself gonna try to drive this one home. No pun intended there. A good setup for Boise State from Waiton, who has full boost, is trying to get in position to line this one up, ends up moving himself into a defensive side there, and Tacky Do with a great follow-up. Boise State finding the passes and the teamwork that we were missing in the last round.
Ooh, that was filthy. Great pass to Ozcat. Shot on goal. Turned away by none other than FJ. Waiton gonna get a bumper on that one. This could set up Ozcat as he is able to clear that to the left-hand side. He was the only remaining force to get past for Brescia, but it looks like Boise State back on the attack. Ozcat a little bit off of the top of the bumper. He was looking to get a better angle on that, but his teammates will be able to get a second attempt there. It goes soaring right past the orange, as it looks like Brescia looking to set this up. They love carrying it up the right-hand side, smashing it down. Ozcat says, I will be taking that for my own means, as he puts it up and over the goal.
Amazing positioning from Boise State. This is the kind of thing we were missing. Those rotations that I was talking about before the game started are clearly much more at the forefront of the Broncos' minds, as we can see consistently one member jumping back to a defensive position just in case Brescia gets it clear. And Ozcat finally finding that amazing setup that he has been performing over and over, manages to find a goal. Boise State up 3-1.
What a 3-touch there. Ozcat off of the wall is able to set that up and put it in the net. As some would say, meowza, as Ozcat finds the third here for BSU, looking to find their first round win of the evening, and they are poised to do so as they have found yet another open opportunity, but Ozcat not able to stuff that one in. Waiton looks to corral it, not able to turn it around, but Boise is still on the attack as FJ puts that over the head of Tacky 2. Ozcat is in the net with a nice little back flip there, is able to turn it away, and the final 30 seconds here are starting to count down.
These moves are so impressive, and I don't know if they're intentional or if they just end up being flashy, because
totally
Boise State ends up being in the right position at the right time. Waiton with his third of this round, gonna put it to 4-1, 17 seconds left on the clock. But these plays that Boise State manages to set up, where somebody's trying to follow through with a play, one of the other members manages to send it back or center the ball, do something, and that member that initially attempted on that aggressive play ends up being in the perfect position to continue that play for the Broncos here. So Boise State finding their footing, finding what they need. Tacky almost making a goal there over 3 members of Brescia. 5 seconds left on the clock here. Brescia taking their final shot on goal. Tacky Doo going to be the savior.
And that was a stellar game there from Boise State. Give them one more. Why not? Let's just have that happen as Cap is going to push it out of the way. Boise State finds their first win, and Waiton is owed a new hat.
Waiton is
got 3. It's a hat trick.
That is.
So he gets a new hat.
It wasn't in a row, though, technically.
It's in one game.
Is it in one game?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Production can yell at me later, but...
He did. I wrote down 2, and he got 3. Phenomenal play. That means, again, as I was mentioning before, each member trying to get something for themselves. Tacky Doo has to make the next few
He had
goals.
some phenomenal saves, though, especially there at the end. So each member of this Boise State crew, online, on fire, let's go. Now they have a little taste of what they're capable of.
And now it's well beyond 3 rounds. We've got at least 4 rounds, if not 5, depending on how these next couple of rounds go. If Boise State continues with the momentum that they've already found here, then they're going to blow these guys out of the water. However, we've seen the prowess that St. Clair offers in that first round.
Brescia?
Or not St. Clair, sorry, Brescia. St. Clair was the last game. It's going to be a long night. But we saw the prowess that they offered, and it's going to show up here in the third round. It depends on how Boise State deals with it.
Yeah, it certainly depends on how they're dealing with it. You were right, Chizu, though. They finally found kind of that that you were looking for. But the rotations, I think, were the biggest thing that we saw that was a lot cleaner, too. You saw someone always back there defending in case, and we didn't see any more of those counterattacks on the wide open net. So once they got that down, the communication being where they need to be and not bunching up on the ball, it turned around.
Well, and that was what Jolly was talking about before all this, as we have a really crazy play there. That was weird. That ball had so much speed and momentum, nobody really knew where it was going. But Jolly mentioned the rotations just absolutely looked beautiful. We saw that 3-touch play off of the wall that set up Waiton for his first goal before he just started popping off. Again, Boise is starting to communicate, they're starting to manage the resources, and they're finding themselves in great positions with great passes to follow.
Now a lot more aerial plays is something Boise State tends to excel at. FJ, once more being everywhere at the same time, manages to get a fantastic save after that aggressive play we saw right off the bat there. Ozcat in a defensive position, or as defensive as possible here. Cat is going to manage to get it over, though.
A laser.
And that's the problem with being in that position, is you have to make sure that you're on the right side. You have to make sure that you have enough time to respond there. And he was just barely moving himself back a little bit. So had he had just another second, he may have been able to save that one. But Brescia taking the first shot there, 4:16 on the clock. So less than a minute was all it took for the Bearcats to find their first goal.
Similar story to game 1 as well as 2. Brescia comes out hot and heavy looking to get this game going and does just that. But a great shot, great pass from Boise State University is thwarted there by, once again, none other than FJ, and a great demolition and follow-up pass there from Brescia as Boise State is able to turn this out. And it was so close. Tacky Doo and Ozcat were in the perfect position to turn that away. Without both of those members, that is indefinitely a goal as Boise State mounts bounce their counter attack here. Tacky Do on the right-hand side, looking to set this up. He's going to take the shot himself off of the crossbar. Boise State is there, but they can't find the second touch. That means Brescia will be able to move in, as Cap is actually going to be stopped for a half second, and that half second allowed for Boise State to put a shot on goal. Turned away once again by the name we have repeated, FJ Diaz, going to turn that around as they continue their aggression.
Tacky Do was in such a difficult position there. He either had to shoot or he had to go for the boost. He went for the shot, and it was turned away there by Brescia, and as he was in the air, that full boost got taken by them as well. He was able to actually make a solid play off of that, but Brescia regained control of the ball over the top. Boise State, they're going to find another demolition from FJ. Waiton gets that full boost, setting this one up, or at least trying to center it for his team to make a play off of, but Boise State is quick to be on the defensive.
Kind of a dangerous reset there from the Boise State Broncos. Had a full-fledged opportunity, just not enough momentum to carry the ball into the net. The second touch then turned away by Brescia, but Boise State falling back quick on the defense, and thank goodness for the Cat himself, as he is able to block that and carry it all the way. Are you absolutely kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me?
No way! Season 6 grand champion, well-deserved, as Ozcat not only makes the save of a lifetime, but carries the ball over two members of Brescia. That was incredible!
That was straight up never-ending story when Atreyu is writing there. Never-ending story. Carries it all the way from one goal to the next, going, yeah! And it looks like Boise State will find an equalizing goal here, but will it be taken away immediately? No, the crossbar, the best friend of BSU. And look at that shot! Ozcat finds another. Absolutely disrespectful, as I have been known to say, takes away everything and gives to them nothing.
And now all of these shots where they're finding this huge advantage have been these half-field shots. They've been massive clears. They have been complete drives that they dribble the ball across the field. So Boise State finding what works.
These shots aren't just from downtown, they're from outside the town, across the county line, over the river, and off the cliff.
They're straight from Mars, my friend, out of this world. Boise State has been playing super well this game. And again, this has pretty much been the scripted story. If you were to write this down, Brescia finds an early one within the first 60 seconds. Boise State finds two unanswered, but Brescia is going to find that one there. Everybody trying their best to get it out, and Brescia has just tied the game.
Yeah, let's watch this one, because three members of Boise State try to push this one out, but FJ himself is all it takes to send it. They were so close, but just facing it the wrong way in the wrong position at the wrong time. There are 2 minutes left on the clock. A tie game.
That is multiple instances of that ball coming off of the crossbar and stopping right dead center, where all you have to do is just breathe on it and it would roll in. But Boise State did everything they could and now find themselves in a tie game here against Brescia, and that they need to do what they can, and that is what we're talking about. Waiton going to turn that away, as Diaz is going to find one of the Boise State players for his time.
Another demolition from him. Again, he is all over the place at the same time, making really all of the massive plays here. Oranges there is going to tell me to stop talking about FJ and start talking about oranges. He makes a demolition. Boise State regains all three members and sets themselves up here for one here in oranges, following it up with a fantastic save. So as I eat my words here, the remainder of Brescia decides to show that they came here to play as well.
Brescia's got a whole buffet for you right here. They've been doing a phenomenal job throughout the course of this game, and the Broncos have not slowed down either, as right now it looks like Ozcat will carry this up the right-hand side. We've got 50 seconds left. We've got ourselves a tie game. Will this go into overtime, or will one of these two teams find an opening? And Boise State had one. FJ Diaz going to turn that one away. A touch there didn't go exactly the direction they would have liked it to, so Boise State falls back, but a great return there from Tacky is going to be immediately returned in kind by Brescia. Bearcats and Broncos. One of these two teams needs to find a goal, and they need to find it fast. And Waiton opens his door and says, "Come on in, we love you," and have a seat.
By FJ. Oh, perfect. FJ lining that one up for two members of Boise State. Waiton taking that one.
Ozcat was, sitting in the
he was ready.
foyer, if you will, and was like, "Yes, please have a seat." pour yourself a drink. We do have some hors d'oeuvres on the way, and just buries that in. Oh, and by the way, give Tacky one while we're at it. All 3 members of this Boise State crew are sitting in the foyer, reading some novels, and enjoying the heck out of this one, finding themselves get another unanswered goal by Brescia.
I like that. That's the athletic trunk slap right there.
Boise State kind of tilting Brescia at this point in the game. We can tell because they're making a few misplays that we weren't seeing them make earlier on. 10 seconds counting down towards on the clock. Boise State up 2 goals, and we saw this happen last time. But on the other side, Boise State clearing this one themselves, and that is not going to be picked up here by Brescia. Boise State now putting this one into game point in their favor.
And that has got to feel amazing. Again, the younger roster of these two, one would say least experienced, but again, that's still a lot of experience underneath these guys' belts, underneath the coaching of Dr. Haskell, showing that yes, they can rebound, and showing that hey, they do have it.
I mean, let's be real. Tons more experience than any of us have had.
Absolutely.
We're in such an advantageous. We're like Olympic judges for gymnastics. We can just sit back. Oh, what a shame that was off slightly.
Yes.
Can
they
we
let
do
us
it?
know.
No.
They let us know though when they're like, "Hey, I had this great play and you didn't say anything." So
we're like, it's because we just saw. We don't know the game nearly as well as these players. That is for sure. So everything that we catch, honestly, they should be more impressed that like, oh, you guys actually saw that. Like, oh, cool. You guys are caught on to what we were doing there. So they're impressed every so often, but for the most part, yeah, we just talk as though when they do something wrong, we could do it better. We certainly can't. We praise these players though like none other, so they know how much we respect and appreciate them. And I would love to see Game 5, a round 5 on
So
this.
you're thinking Brescia is going to take this next one, push it to Game 5?
I'm not saying I think that's going to happen. I'm saying I would like to see that happen.
Jolly going the other way with it.
Well, okay. I would like to see a Game 5. I think Boise State has found their momentum, though, and I think it is going to end at a Game 4. If I had to put money on it, if I was forced to,
Right.
I would say Boise State should be able to take this one. But, I mean, I'm not putting money on it because I'm not forced to, because I don't want to. It really could go either way.
Brescia has spent the entirety of this series getting the first goals and then following up with amazing mid-game. It's the end game that's kind of falling apart for them right now, and the Boise State rebound has been, well, we'll say the reciprocate of that. Kind of a sketchy early game. They get a couple of goals, equal it out as far as Brescia is concerned. So this has been anybody's series at any given point in time. Boise State has just come out of the gates with explosive fashion in the last part of the game. The last minute and a half, they've really shown that they can buckle down and really boost through these players. As Takidu is going to put this here on the left-hand side. Again, game point for Boise State. They win this one. They'll pick up their first match of the evening. And again, this crew is looking hungry at this point. Takidu, right-hand side, turned away there by Cap. A great shot and even better defensive play there as Taki's looking for yet another one as Wayton sets that up, but it goes a little wiry, and instead Ozcat will follow up. Taki up and in, off the crossbar. A second, no! Gravity, you cruel mistress, puts Takidu in the wrong place as he floats to the ground. You hate to see that, no matter what side of the coin you are on, and that will be just resonating in their minds for the rest of tonight. But Boise is not going to let it keep them down as another shot on goal by Ozcat. Taki with another attempt here, puts that in dangerous position. Boise State not quite able to get the shot on, and there it is, but Cap turns it away. Ozcat, ferocious and furious with the fact that they stopped him, takes out a member of Brescia, and we have ourselves a very close game in the first opening seconds. Boise State puts it on goal, and it tinks off of FJ Diaz. Another touch there by Wayton, not able to go in. Boise State is unrelenting, but Brescia stands strong.
We're going to be giving the stats on these shots for this next round, absolutely, because the number of shots on goal are insane. We can see out of 3 shots, the first one is going to be taken there by Takidu, who makes a name for himself, his second goal so far in the last minute,
That Taki sign was waving, baby, and that's what I like to hear, as well as the cowbells in tandem. Boise State strikes first, which has not been necessarily the case throughout these games, and on a match point series, they are looking phenomenal here. Looking great as Ozcat puts another shot on goal and is going to try to set up Wayton here. Wayton kind of just flops around in the air for a quick second, not able to get a touch on that, but that is all right as Taki, again, has a goal and is going going to try to boot this one out, but instead Ozcat will follow it up. Tacky will settle for taking out Oranges.
Oranges overshot just a little bit, almost lined himself up for an individual goal there. Now as Tacky tries to center this one, it ends up going back towards Boise State's side, though. A few touches and a back and forth there sends Ozcat sailing and trying to follow this one up. Tacky doing his best for a setup here. Ozcat makes a great play off of a clear that was set up by Cap and actually wasn't able to reinforce that or follow it up with any play, just stops it. Waiton, however, has found the momentum here for Boise State as Ozcat sends this one over to the offensive side. He does get a shot on goal. That's going to put him at 5 already this game.
And Boise State, again, just coming out with guns blazing, I guess, or bumpers blazing at this point, as they are, well, man, up to Ozcat. Ozcat with the touch. Meowza, baby. Finds it in a second for Boise State.
And the teamwork that we love to see so much from these players is really shining. We've seen some incredible passes, some amazing lineups from these players, and we can tell that their communication is strong. One of the things that they focus on is so heavily, that is such a huge component of any game that revolves around teamwork like this. And Cap now finds himself some good positioning, and actually Oranges just stole that from him.
No, mine.
Orange just swiped it and then got demoed. Cap, unfortunately, not able to make a play off.
He had a great opportunity.
He really
too. It looks
did.
like he had wide open net as Boise State is going to push this right over FJ Diaz, but it doesn't go where they want it, and they are going to continue to attack here as Boise State seems to have caught Brescia unaware here. Waiting aerial, not able to find the play. Ozcat with the shot, turned away by FJ Diaz, as we have seen time and time again. That man can shoot and stop as well. A little bit of bunch ball here as 3 members of Brescia try to field this on the left-hand side. Ozcat's going to boot it out. This should be a pretty good aerial from Boise State. Waiting with the angle, finds it!
My goodness, what is this? Where did these kids learn to play?
You know what this is?
What is it?
This is it.
This is it, definitely.
This is it. All right.
This
well,
is the it that I was talking about,
and
though.
there's no way to explain this really other than witnessing it.
Watching it unfold, watching Boise State get these long ball plays, making these passes they really have no reason to make, that turn into these golden opportunities for the Boise State Broncos. And this is another one right here. Wide open net. Waiton was there, but turned away by Oranges. As it looks like Tacky is going to stop this for the orange and blue, which I know is confusing given the colors, but the Broncos looking to get even more comfortable here. The last 30 seconds of this game are now upon us, and it looks dire for Brescia. If Boise State can hold on to the final handful of seconds, they will pick up the first match of the day, and that will feel great as they move on through the rest of the evening. Only 15 seconds to go. The long ball as Tacky solidifies himself here in this game number 4 with Boise State's 4th. That's a lot of 4s.
It's a lot of force, and I think that's a hat trick. Is that?
I guess we'll find out later as production. We'll have to take a look at the numbers here.
We'll see when it goes to
what
his.
Yeah,
exactly. we can see in the bottom
look,
left-hand
a little
corner.
Mr. Poopy Butt right there. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, but we'll take a look. I'm pretty sure Tacky has made 3 of the 4
Is
goals
everybody
here.
on the crew getting hats? Do I got to go back to the hat store now and start printing out a bunch of hats? Be like, look, my Rocket League team knows what they're doing now. I need. Whoa!
And I was gonna say Waiton got that hat trick before, but he's going to put the 5th one on the board with 3 seconds to go.
Watch right here. Watch right here. Caps. Boop. You know what that was?
That was not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. That was.
That is the opposite of it.
I mean, he was close to it. He's finding it. He's working on
Got a metal
finding it.
detector looking for it.
Yeah.
Boise State finds the win there, and that is an amazing feeling for this younger lineup here, and they absolutely demolish. First game, a little rocky, sure. Didn't quite pick that one up, but 3 unanswered, I'll take it.
I do want to point out that the performance drastically improved after I actually called attention to your advice, Chizu. Once we shared Chizu's pro gamer tips of just finding it, they were able to bring it all together.
And then they got my actual advice of focusing on rotations, and they found it.
I still think it's the it factor, but you know what? The rotations probably helped quite a bit.
It takes, it's not just like you get it, like you have to do something to get it. So he's like, it's like being like, okay, guys, you need to get good. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. just get good.
So with Chizu's advice and Jolly's real advice, the Boise State Broncos have been able to get a second win here as they have made it 1-1 for the day, but we still have 2 matches left. So stay tuned because we're going to be right back with another Rocket League match.